opinions expressed on this podcast are solely those of the hosts and do not necessarily reflect the views of any other individual or entity.
1,500 in 1 week? Think again. Think again. It's a big amount. And the next problem of that is tax. But the money is good, right? But now,
It's Maya time.
Hey Steph, how are you?
I'm good. I'm wearing the same outfit again.
You know what? I had this interesting call a few weeks ago, and it was a client calling me. They found my contact through their insurance company. And it was funny because they were asking me to pretty much do insurance fraud for them. They were telling
We're both nice
me
on that.
how much money they had left on their insurance and basically telling me how much I'm supposed to charge them so that they can have their insurance covered. And I proceeded to let them understand that, what you're asking me to do is insurance fraud. And actually, one of our rules, one of our standards of practice of the CMTO is that we cannot reduce our price to prompt payment. So therefore, this is my price, and this is how this is what I'm going to charge. I'm not going to charge any more or any less. So how do you go about dealing with clients that just obviously they have their insurance, which is a great thing. But just thinking that because they have their insurance, and I get this a lot, because they have their insurance, our prices should just match what the insurance covers. And it's a great thing that insurance companies do kind of like promote us. Like if you go on your insurance company website and just type in massage therapy in my neighborhood, or click on the link, all the massage therapists that practice in your neighborhood that are in good standing with the insurance company, because the insurance company do have their blacklists that they do put massage
Yeah,
therapists on
yeah,
or other
yeah.
practitioners on. So if you're in good standing, they're going to say, hey, this massage therapist is within this amount of kilometers. This is their pricing. So it's like this client already knew that my pricing was a little bit higher because I provide a mobile service. So the audacity for them to call me and try to persuade me to reduce my price and then make it seem like such a great thing because I'm collecting 100% of, what their insurance limit is. So how do you go about, clients that like stay away from insurance fraud but still have that client satisfaction where the price that they're paying, they don't feel
Yeah.
like they're too much out of pocket with that service?
First of all, I would say that whatever your charge is, stick with it.
Right.
Doesn't matter what the circumstance is, stick with it. It's not going to be a popular opinion for me, especially for those clinics who actually do insurance fraud. And I'm not saying that, I'm a saint or something like that. I'm also not saying I'm doing fraud. However, come to think of this, okay? Let's not, like, I know this is about marketing, but come to think of this. If you are a new massage therapist, let's say you're going to do a good, proper business and a bad business,
Mm-hmm.
right? For good businesses, if they saw your charge as 150 and their insurance only covers 106, and like what I said, you have to stick to what your price is. You're
Yes.
gonna do the math. Oh, I'm not good at math. That's why I married a good mathematician. Let me
My husband is good with math as
uh,
well.
That's why we're massage therapists. Calculator. Calculator, okay? I have here on camera. So 150, and let's say insurance is covering 106 only, 106. So you have to pay $44.
Right.
Who's gonna pay this? The ghost? The
Sometimes the
ghost.
client looks like, who is paying it?
The logic of this is this. If you were given a gift, a Tim Hortons gift card, for example, for $50, and you went to, let's say, Tim Hortons,
Mm-hmm.
and then you bought something for $60, what are you gonna do? If
Right.
the gift card is only gonna pay for $50, you're gonna pay the rest.
You are.
It's the same exact thing with insurance, right? But it's not favorable for the client. Are you building the business for your client or for you? You're charging reasonable amount.
Yeah.
And with that logic I gave you with the Tim Hortons logic, if you do that in Tim Hortons, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna give you the coffee, the things you bought? No.
No, I can tell you, you gotta
That's
pay.
not how the world works, you know? So, given that logic, it's either simple because you stick with your price, by hook or by crook, you're gonna get the price that you quote for. If you think that $100 is more than enough to pay expenses
Mm-hmm.
and then earn, so stick with it.
Right.
If they can pay 44 or the remaining balance, it's not your problem, but Steph, you have to be compassionate. That's why in our
Not when
previous
it comes to paying my
episode,
bills.
right? That's why in our previous episode, what did we say? We said that we can offer other solutions to
Right.
match it, right? We can't offer discounts all the time because, like what you said, Shireen,
Yeah.
it is, we have bills to pay, we
Yeah.
have dogs to feed, like this job. Right? You know what I mean? We have responsibilities. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that the insurance can pay the full amount. We have to suffer.
Right.
So what's the point of doing business? Then is this a charity workplace?
Yeah.
But again, for clients that are listening there, I hope you do understand that insurance billing is a luxury.
It is.
We billing it for you is
Mm-hmm.
a luxury.
It
And as
is.
a business, it's a plus, but it should not be abused.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And
And
it's
imagine
abused a
this.
lot.
Yes, exactly. But imagine this: the life is simple if you do it right. You charge $100. Let's say with tax is 113. Insurance only paid like let's say, oh, let's do that because I'm not bad. I'm bad with math. 113 minus 106. $7. It's just $7. Imagine if you
I've
went to another place,
I've
huh?
had clients complain to me about even $5. So
Even $1, Shireen. But here's the logic. Imagine if you did not have insurance, you have to pay the full 113.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
compare 113 to $7.
Yeah.
$7.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
all people have insurance. It's
Mm-mm.
a luxury. It's not need.
I've
And again,
even
yeah,
yeah.
say it.
No, I was
Continue.
gonna say I even heard clients like complain to me and say, well, they pay their insurance, every month in their paycheck.
Yeah, which is a
Yeah,
hundred dollars.
right? Like that's not
Okay,
my problem that your
okay,
company you
I
pay for
understand
the
that. I
insurance.
understand that. But I asked an accountant about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I pay for health and wellness expenses, can I have a tax refund for it? According again, and don't take my word for this,
Mm-hmm.
but based on how I understand, is that depending on a person's income, 3% from a health and wellness expense can be given to a non-refundable tax, like refund or something.
Okay.
So basically, they're gonna reduce the amount of owing based on
Mm-hmm.
what those expenses are. So you can use that for another gain for taxes, maybe. Again, don't take
Right,
my word
right.
for it, but that's an example. Like, it doesn't mean that your insurance or you're paying for it, you can't use that money that you paid for your wellness through work to another stuff. Like, see, tax alone can have that.
Right?
So yes, it's not directly to your health, but what if you're owing a lot of money to CRA, to the Canada Revenue Agency, and you need a
Yeah.
little bit of break?
Yeah.
Ask an accountant. Again, don't take my word for it, but I heard something. But you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that you have to pay for it, and don't use that excuse that, oh, I'm paying $100. The medicine you buy, you can charge it. Everything health and wellness related, you can try,
Right.
right? Man, don't take my word for it. But then let's say that's not a real thing. Let's say I explained it wrong. The
Mm-hmm.
fact that you are well maintained and you're like healthier, I think that's way, more than $100.
Health is
The
wealth.
100,
Health is
right? The
wealth.
$100 that you lost every month
Yeah.
can be returned to you double because you can work properly, you can spend your time with your family properly, and then stuff like that.
Preach.
Get so angry when this happens because not all patients understand it, but I do
Yeah.
understand money is tight, especially now that it's a
Yeah.
bit that what's going on. I mean, Trump and
And
not,
we're not in the tax exemption
we're not.
category. We still have to
That's
pay our
my point.
HST.
I do understand, but as a business point of view, it's kind of simple. You charge 113, you get 113, doesn't matter which insurance pays
Right.
and which one you pay. At the end of the day, your pocket is filled. And isn't that what business is all about? If you are claiming to charge, or let's say, minus the tax, let's say you are only taking $100, remove all the tax, and then let's say you have 20 patients a week, so 100 times 20, you have 2,000 in your pocket. Let's
Mm-hmm.
say we remove it 500 for expenses, 1,500 in 1 week. Think again. It's a big amount. And the next problem of that is tax. But the money is good. Now, I know that this is your pet peeve. Now
Mm-hmm.
let's do the insurance fraud stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the total expenses. Let's say I'm the bad client and you're the bad clinic. I go to you.
Mm-hmm.
Shireen, can you pretend that my husband doesn't use it? Okay? And you say yes. You say yes. It's okay. Now, how many treatment files are you gonna make?
Right. I have to make
Tell me,
the
tell me.
file for the husband.
Yeah. Now, how many receipts have you have to make?
I have to make receipts for the husband and for the wife as well.
And for the wife? Yeah.
Yes.
Or let's say you're the worst clinic. You didn't do that because nobody's gonna know,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then now your bad business expanded. Now more fraudulent practitioners are joining you. So you
Yeah.
have to cut. Oh,
Sorry. Cut that
it's
out.
falling. See, even your phone doesn't like the fact of fraud. You say, no. Oh, now you have to split money.
Yeah.
So you're $100. So let's say you're earning $100 from me minus 60% for the practitioner. So now you're only still getting that. I mean, yes, it's gonna accumulate. It's a lot of money, but what if you get caught?
Yeah.
How
That's
much is a
it.
lawyer?
That's
How
it.
much is a lawyer?
Yeah.
How much is the anxiety, the sleep, and stuff like
Yeah.
that? That's how
And
I'm not gonna say it, but that's one of the biggest mistakes of my life. I didn't do the fraud, by the way. I cannot confirm nor deny anything. However, as long as I didn't do the fraud, but I think I was the victim of it,
right.
and even me as a victim, I lost money. $70,000. I
Yeah.
could have jumped off a subway, killed myself. That's a
Hmm.
bad thing. But this is because of a simple mistake.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
It's not worth it.
husband, my ex-boyfriend then, he's not my husband, he's an ex-boyfriend, he had to pay for my bills. We're not even married yet. Because I'm literally begging him for money because all the money I make from teaching and stuff goes to the fact that I have to make sure that I clear my name out of that insurance fraud.
Right.
And I was a victim. I was just a victim. Imagine if you did the deed yourself.
Yeah.
Another insurance fraud. I don't know if you know this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you're a big clinic, you have physio, chiro, massage, naturopath, or whatever. And
They bill
then 500,
everything.
500,
They
500,
bill
500,
everything. Yeah. Don't
right?
worry. Just leave me with your receipt, with your insurance card. You pay
Right?
nothing. That's what they get,
Right?
right? You
Right?
pay nothing.
Right? And then 2,500. But then here's the thing. 2,500 minus the split of the client.
Yeah.
So let's say 60/40 minus 60%. If my math is right, 1,000 goes to someone, either me or you.
That's
You're
not
not
worth it.
getting the full thing,
It's not worth it.
right? Second,
Yeah.
fraud is fast money. Fraud is fast money. I
Yeah.
can tell you that. Imagine, the kids didn't go. Let's say How many kids you have, Shalene?
Three.
Oh, three. Oh, you have the husband and you, so five. So let's say each person has 2,500 times five. Oh, 12,500. We can just fake all of this.
Yeah, yeah. It's easy.
Maybe,
It's easy.
maybe give 5,000 to you for letting me use the money, and 7,500 to you.
Yeah,
Easy money. But if you get caught,
that's
let's
it.
say let's say this is just you, but what if in your clinic you have 300 people that have the same amount of thing times 300? This is what you're gonna earn. Very good. But this
Mm-hmm.
is what you're gonna return to if you get caught.
Right? And those insurance companies don't play about insurance fraud. Like,
And
I'm
no
like,
way.
when they have an actual department that works, their 8-hour shift on investigating things like this, don't play with them. And there's a lot of RMTs that are victims to insurance fraud, just like you. Um, and it's unfortunate. And this is why, in my mentorship program, I always encourage RMTs to stay active and be present and know what is happening with their number. Yes, there
Yes.
are going to be some clinics where they might slip in a charge here and there and you may not know, but
Oh,
they should be giving you a printout of all of the patients that have been billed under your name for that day. Like, that should be a requirement that you should ask them for, right? So that you can see that, right? Also, you should be able to have access, even if they don't print something out for you, that you should be able to have some type of access to see what is being billed under your name on a daily basis. Does it match up with the schedule that they actually gave you for the day, right?
yes. Mm. But see, like with that example alone, if you're gonna start a new business, obviously fraudulent billing or half, maybe sometimes you do good, sometimes you do bad.
Yeah,
No fast any money that was earned quick can be lost quick as well.
very, yep, very much.
That's all I can say. Okay. Share. Okay, because I do some coaching also with new RMTs who wants to start their own startup business, especially
Yes,
for home-based businesses. Okay, so I had to prove that um my own home-based business alone without the teaching, with working 15 hours to 20 hours a week part-time with time to travel and do stuff again.
right.
With my teaching it's impossible, but if I don't have the teaching stuff, how much am I earning? From
Mm-hmm.
January of 2024 till December of 2025, I am very proud to say, sad a little bit because the taxes would be high, that if my business alone removed all of my other incomes, just the massage alone,
Right.
okay, okay, clean cut, it's around 75 to $79,000
That's good.
working part time.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, now that's minus the other stuff. If I'm gonna reduce my expenses to that, working alone, working part-time in a house, I would maybe, if again my math is right, maybe 60 to 50,000. That's
Mm-hmm.
still a lot of money for a part-time job.
Yeah, yeah.
But I didn't earn that from doing like stuff.
From exactly,
I
exactly.
literally did my juice. Okay, rate is $100 plus 13% tax. Give me $100. Give me the $13.
Mm-hmm.
I'll separate it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So this is a good way to show that your business is growing.
Yeah.
Minus all the expenses that you have. Now you did fraud. Yeah, you can earn money, you can earn millions, but now you have to think about the times that you did not let Mr. Smith pay the balance. And
Right.
remember that Mr. Smith has a lot of colleagues. Because this can happen.
They're gonna refer you this way. The moment you do some type of, fraudulent, like, obviously the client doesn't see it as fraudulent, they just see it as them being able to save and you're getting paid, so what's the problem, type of thing, right? But they 100% are going to refer you that way, so you're absolutely right. Everyone at Mr. Smith's work, Mr. Smith's family, friends, They're all going to call
Imagine
you
this.
wanting to do the same thing.
Imagine this. Let's say Mr. Smith was planning to charge you 500, and then but then the insurance only pays, let's say, 20%, so there's $100 out of
Mm-hmm.
that 100 that's left. And then Mr. Smith recommended 30 clients, right? So that's already $3,000, and that's only under Mr. Smith's workplace. What
Mm-hmm.
if you keep writing off, you keep removing stuff, and so on and so forth like that? The 3,000 is eventually going to be 10,000, 11,000, so on and
Right.
so forth. But if you keep your math simple, if let's say you earn $100,000 a year just by massaging, and you calculated $20,000 for expenses, then it means your total income is $80,000. That's still a
Mm-hmm.
big amount,
Yeah,
you
it
know?
is.
But actually, a life of massage therapist, you think that the money is there. Sometimes it's just gone. Huh? Where is it?
Right? Yeah.
Missing it, and then you don't. But that's a different story. But you know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
still gonna earn the same money, but the good thing about making sure that you stick to your pricing, you stick to your value, is that you're not gonna think about these other expenses. Because you
Yeah.
know what you have as an expense, you know your actual income, and then just minus that.
Yeah.
And you
What do
can
you
sleep good at night.
What do you do with those patients that don't have insurance? So the insurance fraud thing is out the door, but they offer to pay cash and still expect some type of discount with the cash payment, or what do you do with that?
Not to be a hypocrite, sometimes I kind of like, oh, I wish I can just ask the $100, you know? But I literally stick to it. What if
Yeah.
it's cash? It's still the same. I've never thought about it. But I can give you add-ons,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know?
I like that idea of the add-on stuff, because I sometimes I have issues with that too, because I'm just like, well, this is not the type of business of, if you, or the type of service where if you offer cash, I can take the HST off, or I can not, because whether you pay cash or whether you go through your insurance, or you pay, digitally, I still have to do the same requirements that's required for me as an RMT. I still have to do an intake with you. You still have to fill out a health history form. I have to write
We're the
notes
same.
for you. I
We're
still have to
the
provide the
same.
treatment, right?
Here's another
Nothing
thing.
changes.
They're gonna be like, it's the same, it's just tax. Here's the thing. Even if that's cash, and yes, we're not gonna be hypocrites here. Let's say we remove them off the books. That
Hmm.
$13, to be honest with you, still goes back to my tax. Like what I told you.
Right?
This $50,000 we're claiming to do the math earlier. The tax of this is so high. Seriously. You know what? All the cash money I get, I save it. But
Okay.
like sometimes I get tempted. I use that to travel from here and there. But
Right.
some of it, I save it. Why? Because when tax comes, I pray. Lord, how much money am I gonna pay again, Lord?
We're
You know
in
what I
tax
mean?
season. We're going into tax season.
Life in Canada is all about taxes. So that's why I explain to the clients, yes, I know that you're thinking that, but my taxes are really high. I don't have to explain to you that, but
Right?
that's why I keep it in one rate, because I still put this on the tax, or let alone the whole entire money goes to the tax. Let's say tips. Some RMTs were healthcare, we don't like tips.
I don't care. I love tips.
For me, if they gave it to you, maybe, and that's why sometimes I say, okay, you give me tips. It's a good marketing skill, by the way.
Right.
But tips can also help your taxes.
Yes.
You
Yes.
don't have to ask them all the time, but if they give it to you, just tell them next time, don't do it. Just
Hmm.
come more. Marketing. Well, how can you summarize this, Shireen? Then, like, what can we tell our aspiring Mayo insiders on how to actually market themselves if they're planning to do direct billing?
So first of all, direct billing is not mandatory, so don't feel pressure into doing it. But it is a great way to get clientele, because, as I mentioned in the beginning, the insurance companies will advertise you if you're in good standing with them. So it is a great marketing tactic because the insurance company is pretty much marketing for you as well. And then telling clients that you do provide this direct billing for them, gives them a chance to say, well, I can get a massage and I don't really have to worry about the billing. The massage therapist will take care of that. And then if there is a copay, like even if it's as low as $7 or $5, that is what they're paying for a massage. So I absolutely agree with that, with advertising yourself in that way. It's a great way to build your business. But it's very, very, very easy to get into that loop of insurance fraud. It's absolutely easy, right? Because there's nobody looking over your head until just one. It just takes one little minor mistake, and there
That
you go,
one
having to,
person who
right?
ruined everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or someone else, or like I said, those massage therapists that get taken advantage of, become a victim, not really paying attention to what's happening with their license number. Nothing on them, because it's happened to many. Even, what else happens is, like, massage therapists will leave a clinic. I think you were mentioning this. Leave a clinic, and then the clinic still uses your number, right? This
That
is why it's
happened to me.
important to
Oh my God.
disclose that to the CMTO.
That happened to me. Like I helped a friend to her clinic and she's like, "Oh, I really kind of want you to do direct billing." I said, "Yeah, sure, we can do direct billing, not a problem." And then they were having a hard time adding me into one of the insurance companies and I said, "I've never done anything." So I started anxiety, attacks
Right.
and stuff. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Then it turns out I called the insurance company and they said, "Oh, there's a clinic in downtown. They use your number until this date." And I'm like, "Oh, first of all, I stopped working there 2018. If
Right.
you're claiming that this clinic has been recording my number until 2020, and I already removed them from the
Mm-hmm.
Telus list
Mm-hmm.
or whatever that company is. Telus is the one that I can think of, for
Right.
example. It's not my problem. I have the proof that I'm gone because I can show you my employment history. I
Right.
can show you I called this insurance company and said, "Hey, I don't work with this company anymore." So
Yeah.
why am I being flagged for their incompetence because my number was used? Oh,
Yeah.
use you.
So yeah,
Anyway, carry.
it's really easy to get persuaded. Like, clients are going to try to persuade you to do insurance fraud. Clinics are going to make you a victim of what they're doing because they're desperate to get all the money, and, like we said, build a whole family, and get all, even up to $20,000 from one family, right? So it's very easy. But as I mentioned, it just takes one minor mistake that's going to cost you to have to pay back all of the money that you received. Through this fraud. So my advice to even senior RMTs, because even senior RMTs, there's times where the money's tight and you're just like, hey, all I have to do is input my number, press submit, and I can get money,
Where
right? It can be really easy, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it because it can go as far as you losing your license, right? It can go that far. Is it worth, when you think about the money? Because sometimes the money is not even much. It could be just you're getting $100 per treatment, right? Or 100, let's say 150 per treatment. Add that up. Most insurance companies cap at $500. Some of them do 1,000 as well. Is it worth it to? Is it worth it to get that type of money? I don't think so. And possibly
no.
now have a bad name with insurance companies, have a bad name with the C, have a ding on your name with the CMTO, and possibly even have your license, have limitations of your license, or even have it revoked or suspended, right? It's just not worth it. Like, is it worth losing your profession to make a quick buck?
Nope, nope.
No.
And my summarization for this one is this also. Because there's a lot of clinic owners that I've talked to before, even some of our students that are clinic owners that I'm not happy about, to be honest. If you've seen this podcast because you somehow found us,
Right.
I'm sorry I had to say it. You subjecting yourself to fraud because you can find the money to pay for your expenses is it means you have the worst marketing ever. It
Yeah.
means your sales, you don't know how to do sales for that particular subject.
Right.
It means you fed into the fraudulent stuff, right? I see numerous clinics. I have an ex-colleague that only started to do direct billing lately, and she has been practicing since 2018. She has
Mm-hmm.
now multiple practitioners, and everything is receipt. They just give a receipt like
Mm-hmm.
a normal human being. No direct billing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she earns very good,
It's actually
right?
good to do that, I think.
It is good to do that. That's what I'm saying. It is not a mandatory.
Yeah,
It is a luxury.
it
So that's what
is.
I'm saying. Like, if you are someone who can, comment here or fight that, Steph, you're wrong. You never understand how a business works because the money that we need, you don't know. You don't have employees to pay. But think about this. If you charge properly and just ask the money literally, you're not gonna be worried about the, oh, I remembered I removed $500 last week because I written off a couple of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about that because I know that at the end of the day, end of the month, I'm gonna get the exact amount I promised. So if everything goes well, if let's say 100, let's say 100 per client, 100 per client, and let's say for your whole clinic, let's say you have 100 patients and all massage, you have $100,000 and you have
Mhm.
to pay bills and stuff like that. The math is easy because you have a sure number.
Right.
Yes, it's gonna be late sometimes because of insurance, or maybe it's not gonna be late. Maybe 2 to 3 days later you have the money, very good. But you're not gonna think of another money. You're not gonna think about deficits because
Yeah.
you are sure with the money. But if you
Yeah.
keep doing fraud, you have to. Hey, you know what? If you're gonna make a crime, think about this. Why are you gonna be so lazy, okay, and not make the fake documents that you're supposed to? Okay, I'm not condoning or I'm not tolerating fraud. I'm just questioning if you're planning to do something
It's
shitty.
a lot of work to do fraud. Like it takes
Make
more work than
sure.
actually just working.
No, you know what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Like, uh, are you thinking straight? Like the amount of where you, okay? Let's say you're not doing the fraud, but you're gonna pay someone.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna pay someone to do the fraud for you.
Right.
Someone from India or the Philippines, maybe virtual assistants. Oh, you do this, huh? Don't tell
Mm-hmm.
anyone. But you're still paying these people. That's still an expense.
And when I
Hmm.
think about other professions that do fraud, because fraud is obviously a problem in every profession, they charge more for the fraud. Right? Like if we all know the fraud stuff that happened. I'm not going to say anything, but we all know the fraudulent stuff that happened. And when you're seeking out for it, they're charging you 3 times more because they know their name is on the line. So, but when it comes to us, we're supposed to charge less
Okay,
because we're
here,
getting
here.
100% of the money, which is
That's not
weird.
that.
I don't get it.
That's not only that. Imagine this. Some of them they don't care because as long as they don't put anything out of pocket, because
That's the
that's what
thing, right?
that's what they do,
And you're
right?
going to attract all of those type of clients, and I find that you're going to attract clients that don't really care about the quality of service of massage therapy. All they care about is the fact that they're not paying anything out of their pocket, and they're just getting a massage and they don't have to pay anything. I like those
Now,
clients, but then also
yes.
I don't really want too many of those clients either, because I want them to care about the quality
So
of service they're receiving.
I want them to care for me and what I
Right.
offer,
Exactly.
and the money is supposed to be the second thing. Now, think about this, right? Now that we have talked about how insurance can help us, to be honest, we have talked about how insurance fraud can destroy our business, not only on a microscopic level,
Hmm.
but literally in a bigger scale.
Right.
So my message to you who's starting or senior RMTs, I know the end doesn't justify the means. I have been there. There have been times that I'm just questioning. I work this much, but I don't even feel the money coming, like staying into my palms.
Right.
And you know what I realized? You know what I realized?
What?
It's because there are other problems. And it's not because money or clients are not in. Maybe your time management is wrong, your budget skills are bad, your
Right.
spending habits are bad,
Mm-hmm.
everything is bad, or maybe you need to learn how business works. You don't
Yeah.
need to go to business school.
No.
At least ask an accountant. I mean, if you want to go, go. I'm not saying don't go. You can ask an accountant. You can learn it from YouTube or learn it by experience.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine, I've seen a lot of people that had a lot of business debt, but because they figured out that the problem is not because they didn't do fraud, they figured out that there's a lot of other problems
Right.
that could have been one of the issues. Fraud is not the answer.
No.
By this podcast episode, I hope Shireen and I have made it clear that it doesn't mean that you have a full scale business and you don't earn that much, you have to go fraud right away. There's a lot of ways to earn money. And
Mm-hmm.
if you're finding it so hard to bring in people and you're only having new people, that's a bad sign too. Because it means you're paying for ads,
You're
you're
right.
spending for ads, but you're getting a lot of people, but no retention.
And you're actually
Maybe
not that good then.
it means the services you offer are not up to par, like what Shireen said.
Right.
But if you are working alone and your client retention is like 2 to 3 months ahead,
Yeah.
it means you're doing a good job. Imagine these people that pays actually out of their own pocket, even if they finish their insurance,
Yes.
guaranteed you would see them.
Yeah.
Why can't we see it in that way?
Yeah.
You know? My conviction for this thing is so much. But yeah,
Yeah,
because I
it gets to me as well too. Especially when the clients call and, like I said in the beginning, tell me step by step how to do this insurance fraud. I remember telling her, like, why don't you go to where you used to go, right? Because she was like saying, oh yeah, the other place I go to does it. So why are you not going there? Probably because they can't even bill anymore. That's probably why she's seeking out another massage
or
therapist.
or she never liked the treatments,
That too. That too.
right? I mean, to summarize the full session, here's my piece of advice. Why make it hard for you to make money? If there's an
Right.
easy way, just do it. Yes, it might be long, but here's the thing, it's stable.
Yeah.
Yes, it's quick, but then it can fall right away, but it's long, but it's sure.
Hmm.
Which one do you want? Comment down below. Do you want quick, easy money, but it can fall right away? Or you want a long way or not so long way, if you do it right, but stable income? Comment down below.
I
And
want the
again,
stable.
my name is Steph, the massage therapist. Follow me down below. I am now opening some of my tutoring services, so check the link below. And Shireen, the floor is yours.
I'm Shireen the RMT. You can see my social media link below. And Oski's coming up in May, so don't forget to call me so I can train you so that you can pass those tests.
Yes, I can handle MCQ, but not Oski. She's better than that. But anyway, goodbye, my insiders. See you for the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.